Diana on Diet Dash. Welcome to my new channel. I had to make a new channel because I am getting shadow bans on Noble Scribe constantly for talking about the COVID sewing needle operation in effect. It seems that you can talk about anything you want online, bad or worse, right, and get away with it. But I was cited for medical misinformation for citing articles that are already out. So I just want to make a quick video on something more health related today. This was on my mind about an alkaline diet, how important it is for you, and that different foods that we should be utilizing and having like a certain percentage of your diet be alkaline, because apparently a lot of sicknesses have to do with a very acidic body. And remember, your mind is very powerful. So think of psychosomatic illnesses. And so stress and even focusing really hard, I find when I'm doing, when I'm crunching numbers or when I'm studying something really intently, you can feel pretty acidic, in your head. Like, it is very intense. So there are things you can do, obviously. Go relax, be with nature, hydration, drinking lots of water, raw fruits, vegetables are great. Anything that came from the earth as is, it's already in its proper temperature and form that it's supposed to be to assimilate to your body. Okay, the Creator knew exactly what you would need. He made you. So when we get back to basics, everything kind of straightens itself out when you deal with a lot of illnesses and people not feeling their best. There are strips you can buy, pH strips. You can take a urine test or whatever. It can be all private at home, of course. I'm all about doing things privately. It's your business and your business alone. Unless you have something major that you can't sort out or diagnose or come up with a plan to reverse. Because most disease are lifestyle choices that we choose. Like, we actually choose to be sick. We don't realize in our everyday life, we make choices every day. When you see people waiting a half hour in line at McDonald's, for their toxic Happy Meals, you can see every day they could have made a better choice. They could have went to the market or the farmer's market, right, and bought food that would be more filling. And price, can't always be used as a factor, especially with inflation. Things are going up, and you can always find good deals. And if anything, you can always grow your own, or at least try. We can at least take a step in the right direction. So I'm going to X myself out. Bye-bye. And just, I'll leave this link. I thought it was really cool because it's like comprehensive, printable, alkaline food list. So I thought this was pretty cool. Check it out. And it tells you that your diet should consist of 70% alkaline foods and 20% neutral, moderately acidic foods, and 10% acidic foods, naughty indulgences. And it'll give you, like, there's many charts online, but to give you an idea, like an alkaline food would be artichokes, asparagus, bamboo shoots, broccoli, beetroots, bell peppers, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, carrots, cauliflower, celery, chard, chicory, things from the earth, plums, raisins, rhubarb, coconuts, apples, apricots. Probably why they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, because you gotta cleanse your body. Fruits are very cleansing too, and probably talking about alkaline food. Neutral, moderately acidic foods would be black olives, mushrooms. I don't advocate eating mushrooms. A lot of them, it's just that fungus, right? But different oil, sunflower, avocado oil. I didn't know that. Coconut oil. There are different type of foods. This is not an exhaustive list. I could put up another one. Here, this makes more sense. Yeah, medium would be like brown rice, beans, that would be in between. I would stay away from tofu. A lot of this whey stuff too, you don't know where it's coming from, and tofu is soy, and soy has been already revealed to be a mutagenic, which mutates our genes. So I would be wary of it, but it's totally your call. It's not good for the endocrine system for men and women. So I personally kicked it out of my diet. So, yeah, and acidic foods would be considered, the junk. Well, I didn't realize granola could be acidic. You have to cross-reference. I mean, I do love my granola, but they say for, each acidic food you eat, you should eat, 3 times the amount of alkaline foods, or even more so if you're drinking soda and everything else, to bring your body back to, a neutral state. What do they say? Neutral's around 7 or whatever. Your skin's 5 pH. But people saying how great it is. Let's see. I can always put this link. What else? And the reason that's important, there was another one too that was pretty cool. But it goes back to this, because I had this article print out and I was going through my notes and organizing, my boxes and boxes of notes and articles. And this was from February 12th, 2016. I'm glad to see that it's still up and that hasn't been scrubbed yet, because, that seems to be what happens sometimes. But the reason that acid versus alkaline is so important is because there has been a lot of preliminary and peer-reviewed research on the connection between an acidic body state and the cause of the C word. I don't know if I'll get flagged, but this is an article. It's called "The Acidity of the Body, a Primary Cause of Cancer." It's posing a question. And I'll read a little bit, because I do know of this Otto Henrik Warburg. He's a German scientist, and he did a lot of research on cancer, and he had a lot of great findings that could be helpful today. And if people just had a little bit of knowledge, they would not be so inclined to maybe do some of these toxic treatments, and just understanding what it is. It's not a boogeyman. It's pretty much like, having a fish tank and the water's dirty and the fish get sick. Like, your body is toxic and needs to be cleansed, and it'll restore. It's always looking to go back to its natural, harmonious, congruent state. So it's always working on your behalf. It says here, it is an established truth among natural healers and medical professionals alike that when your body encounters too much acidic compounds, then it is not a healthy body. Acidity is an imbalance, and this imbalance makes the body susceptible to numerous diseases. More than anything else, though, you have to know that acidity can actually lead to cancer. Excuse me. Cancer has always been a feared disease. It takes so much away, not only from the one who is diagnosed, but also from the loved ones of the patient suffering it. Otto Henrik Warburg, the man who discovered the main cause of cancer and claims to know how to cure it. In 1932, Otto Henrik Warburg, a German scientist, discovered the main cause of cancer with his investigations on tumors. He found out that cancer thrives in an environment that is deprived of oxygen. When the body lacks oxygen, it becomes acidic. That's why people are talking about food-grade peroxide. You should look into it. It will help raise the level of oxygen in your blood, and also having plants at home is good. Body cells need oxygen, but as Dr. Warburg found out when a healthy cell is deprived of about 35% of oxygen, it will turn into a cancer cell within just 2 days. That's why a lot of us were screaming about the stupid mask agenda, which is nothing but like an Islamic takeover or religion, because there is no scientific basis on it, but only in the result of, only in the matter of that it lowers your oxygen content, and even 35% of this will turn a cancer cell within just 2 days. I mean, if we really chew on that, people should be fighting back for any of these stupid agendas, okay? Because of his findings, Dr. Warburg concluded that cancer is just a defense mechanism of the body against acidity. The cancer cells are what the body creates to cope with the lack of oxygen in the body. With all this in mind, it's safe to say that avoiding the big C requires you to make sure your body has the proper pH level. One way of ensuring this is by examining the food that you eat, which we advocate that here. I have another channel called Alpha 7 Media and one called Noble Scribe that's been unfairly targeted. But you'll always hear me talk about like natural remedies and stuff, because that's where real healing's at. It says here, cancer and acidic foods. The food you eat is one of the deciding factors in the acidity or alkalinity of your body. Refined sugars and refined flours, processed and canned foods, meats and animal products, caffeine, alcohol, and margarine all are leaving acidic residues behind after being processed and should thus be minimized. Although your body needs protein, you should also minimize your intake of it to about 40 to 50 grams a day, since protein-rich foods can contribute to acidity too. On the other hand, you can stack up on the following, which are alkaline and will help your body maintain its pH level: organic fruits and vegetables, organic honey, and some nuts and seeds such as almonds, chestnuts, and flax seeds. Organically produced fruits and vegetables are preferable since they are free from pesticides and harmful chemicals. Drinking lots of water. I advocate distilled water because the stuff in the tap water, and even bottled water, if you can believe it, will also help in normalizing your body's alkaline state. They say even putting a little bit of sodium bicarbonate, plain baking soda, in said water does the same thing. For your body to remain healthy and alkaline, it is recommended that 70 to 80% of your food intake is alkaline-forming food. Now that you know how cancer and acidic foods relate to each other, you can do your part in revamping the way you eat. An alkaline diet based on vegetables and fruits creates a less than optimal environment for cancer proliferation, while at the same time it strengthens the immune function and supports healthy cells in the body too. You might also want to exercise regularly, since physical activity supplies the body with oxygen. Cancer is a deadly disease, if not a debilitating one. Dr. Warburg won a Nobel Prize for his discovery in cancer studies in 1931, so it's probably about time that society makes use of his discovery in preventing one of the world's most fatal diseases. Avoid cancer by limiting your intake of acidic foods and live a long and healthy life with your loved ones. Surely this is something that anyone would want. That's amazing. And look, he has a book. It's called Cancer and Its Cause and Cure. So when you're trying to talk to knuckleheads about, simple things you can do every day to reverse even stuff like this, because they act like, oh my gosh, you see the C word. Well, it just means crab in Latin, because they looked under a microscope and a tumor looked like a crab. I mean, just think of the zodiac sign. That's ridiculous. So, like, when they, it's like a boogeyman. It's like, okay, there's a little change. It's like a signal to your car. Well, then you reverse some of the things that are instigating it. I mean, we can't reverse engineer our own problems. this is great. So he has a great book, Cancer, Its Cause and Its Cure by Dr. Otto Warburg. Let's see that. How much is that? I might want to get that. If it even takes us there, it'll take us there. Wow, see that? How much? 18 bucks even? $18. I'm going to put that in my cart. I just ordered 2 books this week. I'm constantly ordering books. That's my vice, but you have to, because you have to record all your proof. And the proof has been around. This is a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Did they just say a Nobel? Yep. Dr. Warburg. Yeah, so he won a Nobel Peace Prize for his discovery, this exact discovery in 1931. You talk about it in 2021, they're like, oh, you think you're smarter than everyone? Like, this stuff wasn't already around for so long, and it just goes to show they were into their mindless everyday bread and circus routine, and just don't bother to look stuff up, because the stuff is here. We're in the age of information technology. No excuse. Okay, so ignorance is a choice in this age. And so look, you can find this book, which I would love to get myself. I'm going to add it to my cart. Let me move my head out here. I'm adding it because it's 18 bucks. That is a steal. That's nothing. Just to have like a nice, it's one of those things that I love having a, I'll have to pick that up tomorrow, but it's in my cart. And there's just so many books on this stuff. It's good to have your own arsenal, because that way you can see for yourself. You see what experts have been saying, that there's been a dichotomy. There has been like a civil war within the medical community between holistic and chemical doctors and nurses, okay? So there are 2 prevailing vantage points. One's correct, one's not, okay? The natural one is correct, and the more you look into it, there's plenty of books. Now, cannabis is decriminalized. I mean, I knew that stuff was medicinal since I was like 13 years old. And I still got so-called spiritual people giving me a hard time, like, oh, you need to get off that stuff. It's so awful. But it's been one of the things that's helped me, and anything in nature always helps you. So these people are crackpots because they're, the first ones to go into the nursing industry and give you lethal injections and, freaking drugs that will irreparably damage you forever. And I'm not trying to go that route, and I would never advocate anybody doing that either. So I'm going to make this short. This is just, I'm trying to put more content in this channel because on Noble Scribe, I'm down to my last strike, guys. They're crazy. In 1 month. I mean, wow, if I was this scared, because if I run loose, I'll have just way too much to say. I have so much content, so many books. I can do a video a day just on an article a day and have thousands before you know it. So, yeah, I'll put this link up. So, and also the chart. Let me put myself here. And also that chart, with the different alkaline foods and acidic foods. And for, if you're a caregiver, if, you're a mom, that way you can, just pick better foods and stuff. And believe me, this is better to do for prevention. This is the best preventative care you can give to yourself and your loved ones, because I haven't been sick in years. I don't get these everyday occurrences, all this propaganda that, unvaxxed people, they're dropping dead like flies. Let me tell you, I removed myself out of the chemical system 7 years ago because the jig was up. I could see them driving me day in and day out, and I was getting so sick. I would have died if I continued on. It's like the reverse is true. So don't let the news fool you. Look up The Ministry of Truth from the movie 1984. They'll tell you everything you need to know, by George Orwell. Yeah, so what they say is opposite. What they say, it's 2 and 2 equals 5, And that's supposed to be the truth. It's not. I've been thriving by the grace of the Most High. I am just so much better off. And that's why, the proof is there. I am proof. So I have plenty of anecdotal evidence, stories, and all that stuff. And, while I'm still here kicking, I want to help the next person empower themselves. It's supposed to be self-governing out here. So let's self-govern. And that includes your health, too. So I hope you learned something. I will put this up. Remember, 70% alkaline food diet with 20% neutral and 10% acidic. I know it's easier said than done, but one small change a day can make all the difference. And I'll help you focus too. And your children also. So have a great day. I hope you subscribe, share, and I'll keep the content interesting and informative and make sure it's for everyone's best interest. And I thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you enjoy the weather. And I'll see you next time. Take care.